bringing you that heat and that fire. And my boy Tom Ross, man, we keeping the foot on the what on the next. We keeping the foot on the what on the next, man. Listen, expose my.
Next, dog.
It was a great fight, like I predicted, and the prediction king strikes again. Yee, what's up, man?
Yep.
Salute. Talk to them, man. We told them. Everybody thought this was gonna be.
We told him
Everybody,
that.
yeah, my bad, my bad. Everybody thought that this fight was going to be a fight where Tank Davis was just going to steamroll through this cat. I predicted an eighth round
Mm-hmm.
KO or TKO. The thing happened in 12. It happened later. I told
Mm-hmm.
everybody, man, Yuriorkis Gamboa is a real fighter. He has an amateur background. What people have to understand is you got to respect fighters that have skills. People sitting here saying Tank Davis was exposed. No, he wasn't exposed. It was he was fighting a real fighter. See, you see
Right.
what I'm saying? When you got
Right.
House Negroes, Django, dum 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 dum, Django, dum 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 dum
Let me spit
dum.
out my water, dog.
Yeah, no, you got House Negroes, man, that want to sit here and tell you that Gervonta Tank Davis is a bum and all this other stuff. Get out of here, man.
He knows.
Listen, if y'all not gonna put Gervonta Tank Davis on respect, you getting put on timeout. I don't got time for this nonsense. Because like I told everybody, this was a real fight. This was a real fight. I told everybody that. People don't get it, man. Gervonta Tank Davis fought a real fighter. And because he fought a real fighter, the fight happened in epic magnitude and epic proportion. He wasn't gonna get the guy out of there. But look what Tank did. Tank still figured out the opponent. He still got him out of there. So you got to give
Mm-hmm.
him credit for doing that. And he didn't get, he did not get, he did not get stanky leg.
Thank
That's the
you,
key
Ed.
word. He didn't get the
Right.
do the stanky leg.
Like
Do the
Terrence
stanky
Crawford.
leg. He didn't get no stanky leg. So y'all just need to
Get
keep
your
that in
mind
mind.
up.
Damn right. Damn right, man. See, that's what we try to tell them, Tom Ross, but they wouldn't listen. People don't want to hear us when we telling the cold-hearted, unadulterated, cutthroat truths. And the truth of the fact of the matter is, Gervonta Tank Davis is exactly as advertised. He's the real deal. And he had a step-up fight. I don't know how many times I had to prepare people. People should be coming in here saying, he knows the sport. You've been saying this. He knows the sport. You was on the thumb and on the needle. He knows the sport. You called this thing to the T. Tom Ross, you called this thing to the T.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, in true Alpha's fashion, said this was a step-up fight. This was not a lame duck fight. Gervonta Tank Davis is not Stank Davis. He's Tank Davis. And when
Mm-hmm.
people sit here and say he's exposed, that's stupid rhetoric. That tells me you're a reverse bias, aka detractors, aka panders. You want to get on this panel? You want to ever get on this live stream? Talk real boxing. Don't talk
Mm-hmm.
like a Rudy Porter plum plum break. Don't talk like a ultra fanboy with an ultra fanboy rhetoric. Because when you talk like that, you don't ever have the right to come on this panel again. You gotta call a spade a spade. Y'all sat here and said that Gamboa was old. And I tried to
Right.
warn you guys. Y'all sat here and said that Gamboa was not going to give Tank a real fight. And what I told you guys. And see, this is what happens. So, hold up. Vasily Lomachenko wasn't exposed by Toyota Corolla, i.e. Anthony Crolla. He wasn't exposed by Luke Campbell. Get out of here with that nonsense. See, this is
Right.
what I'm talking about. Reverse bias fans, aka detractors, aka panders. They want their cake and they want to eat it too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Charles Knox. He said the troglodytes are back out in their caves. Damn right. They are back out in their caves. Give Gamboa credit. Because y'all sat here and gave Nonito Donaire credit for beating up Nayo Inui, right? Wasn't Nayo Inui young? Wasn't Nonito Donaire an older fighter? If that is the case, right? Keep that same energy, dog. No, nobody gets, you don't get a link sent to you until you come here and you give respect where respect is due. That's how we roll over here. When you
Right.
keep that same energy, then you get the link. It's that simple. It's that simple. We don't sit here and get the link. We don't sit here and give people links because we're just giving people links. You got to earn the link here. That's how we roll over here. It's that simple. And if you don't
Mm.
like it, there's a damn door. Talk to them, Tom Ross.
So thing is, they want their cake and they want to eat it too.
Mm-hmm.
That is a clear sign you're dealing with a fanatic and not a fan. On
Facts.
one hand, they said Gamboa is going to get walked through. Gamboa is past his prime. It's not the same
Mm-hmm.
Gamboa who fought Spence. That's what they not Spence, but Crawford. That's what they said, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now that Gamboa made it a fight, made it rough, did he put it because Gamboa's smart. He's been in this game for a long time. He knew when to
Facts.
hold. He knew when to clinch. He knew when to make it rugged. He knew how to
Mm-hmm.
frustrate. When he extended, basically he was surviving all those rounds. When he extended it to the 12th round, now everybody want to say, "Oh, Tank was exposed." But you can't have it both ways. You can't say this is gonna be the easiest fight of Tank's career. Then say Tank was exposed. It don't work
Mm-hmm.
that.
It don't work
It
that
don't,
way.
it don't
Thank you
work
for
that way, dog.
thank you for exposing that, bro. It
Right,
don't
it
work
don't work
that
that
way.
way. Now, if Tank would have fought a 46 ranked 135 pounder, it would have been
Mm-hmm.
exposed.
Mm-hmm.
But last time I checked, Gamboa is ranked right underneath Tank for this belt. They put him together to fight for the vacant belt, which means he's not a 46 rank. He's in the top 10 at least. So
Mm-hmm.
this is a credible opponent. This ain't like Tyson Fury getting damn near stopped by Otto Valen. We don't know what happened there. But this
Mm-hmm.
here, anyone who knows anything about Gamboa knows he wasn't going to lay down. He was in over his head when he fought Crawford. He wasn't even supposed to have that fight. And he didn't lay down for Crawford. Crawford had to put him down, man. And
Mm-hmm.
Crawford, he down there slept Crawford too. So we gotta understand one thing: a guy like that who fought against somebody at that level is gonna give Tank some problems. Tank ain't gonna just walk through Gamboa, man. Crawford couldn't just walk through Gamboa. Think about this. Think about this. So you can't have your cake. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Either you saying Tank Tank got an easy cherry pick, like y'all said. This was Gamble was a cherry pick, or you got to give Tank his credit. He won an arduous fight by KO.
Facts.
You
TKO.
got you can't have it one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have it both ways. You got to have it one or the other way. So which one is it gonna be, man?
Exactly. This is why I say they don't keep that same energy because
Right,
Nonito Donaire exposed Naoya Inoue. I knew Naoya Inoue, if he had a step up fight and he stopped fighting bumps, he was going to get touched up because I saw his defense wasn't polished.
right,
Nonito Donaire exposed that. But did we sit here and say, oh, Naoya Inoue was exposed? No, we gave Naoya Inoue credit. You know why? Because he said he faced his first fortitude fire under the bright lights, and guess what? He turned that thing around. And he turned that thing around. And then once he turned that thing around, what happened? He stepped up to the plate and he delivered the goods, and we gave him credit for it. Now you don't want to do that with Tank Davis. Keep that same energy, dog. Let me say it again.
please keep
Keep
it.
that same energy. That's what they got to do. People don't like to keep the same energy. Just say, you know what? I was wrong about Gamboa. He actually was an
Exactly.
old dog because who warned you guys? How many videos did I put out and said that Gamboa is a dangerous old dog that you just not gonna put away like that? Because one thing about old dogs when they on their last leg, they hard to put out. Who said that, dog? I mean, come
Exactly.
on. I've been said that stuff. But when I said it, nobody paid attention. Now everybody's like, oh, ding, 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 ring, ring, ring. You know what I'm saying? Light bulbs hitting you guys. You guys are start figuring it out. I don't want to hear this. Styles makes for fights. Don't hand me that. Every fighter that you fight is going to be stylistically different. So
Right.
if Gamboa loses to another fighter, that's because stylistically that fighter matched up well. What about Otto Valin? Wasn't he a number 46 ranked heavyweight? And he beat
Mm-hmm.
Tyson Fury. So if we're gonna sit here and say that Gamboa got stopped by a journeyman, then what about Tyson Fury? Didn't he get beat by a number 46 heavyweight? See, this is stuff that I'm talking about. Reverse
Right.
bias fans, aka detractors, aka panders, they don't want to keep that same energy, dog. They don't.
They
And if
never
you're
want.
about boxing, you should be about what we got as a fan, as a fan treat, which was a good fight. That's what we got here, a good freaking fight. Because stylistically, everybody you fight is going to be different. Don't hand me this Teofimo Lopez nonsense. Teofimo Lopez got exposed by Richard Coleman in the first round. Richard Coleman was outboxing him. Richard Coleman just gambled too much. That's the problem. He fell for Teofimo Lopez's gamble. Teofimo Lopez don't got no defense. So what the hell are you guys talking about, man? Teofimo Lopez got exposed by Masayoshi Nakatani. This is stuff that I'm talking about, man. This is why if you want to get on this panel, you got to understand that it's a privilege to get on this panel. You can't just come up in here and throw your bias. That's not going to happen over here. You got to keep that same energy. And if you're not keeping the same energy and say, you know what, Gervonta Tank Davis, I'm not going to lie. I got to give him respect. He actually fought a credible opponent that I sat here and I erroneously and through error said that he was old, but actually he had last legs. And I told you guys about old fighters. It's one or two things. Either he aged overnight like a Mauricio Herrera. That's why Virgil Ortiz knocked him out the way that he did, because Mauricio Herrera was aged overnight. Or they age like fine wine, like vino, and they age well, and you can't get them out of there like that. Don't hand me this nonsense. Tank goes into a first fight that he has 12 rounds, and it's a hard fight. You see what I'm saying? Teofimo Lopez got exposed by a taller fighter and told his dad at the end of the fight in super duper hype job fashion, "Oh, Dad, no more taller fighters." Have you ever heard Tank talk like that?
Right.
It said here when social media pressure was coming on, "Oh, I don't know. I think I want to quit boxing." And you're going to compare that quitter, that super duper hype job, to Tank Davis? Get out of here with that nonsense. Keep that same energy. Deion Sanders said, who won? Tank Davis won 12-round TKO. That's who won.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ross.
He knows, man. Listen, these cats are the epitome of the term you came up with, beg bug biters, man.
Mm-hmm.
This they are, man. And their most prosperous levels, they're beg bug biters for the simple fact they can't just come out and just give credit to a PBC fighter. And that's when you know it's problems. We could come out and we could give credit. Me and you have both said in the beginning of that Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight, Tyson Fury was outboxing Deontay Wilder. He might not have been doing much, but he did look better. He has said that. We could say this, but they would not give any credit to a PBC fighter that lets you know it's more than boxing with these people, man. It's more than boxing. Think about it. Nakatani. It was a case that he won that fight. People was making that case because what's the name struggled. There ain't no case that Gamboa won this fight.
Exactly.
So how the fuck was Gamboa exposed? Tank was not Gamboa. He was not Gamboa ass down every other round, man. So how was he exposed? His power was still there. He was in there with a guy that wasn't gonna lay down. That was tough as nails. You know what I'm saying? People need to realize something. Tank did all this while being dehydrated. You guys know when you lose weight like that out of nowhere, when you force yourself to lose a pound within 2 hours, you're not the same. That should take out of it. It was a pound and a half. That takes something out of you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Because you gotta go. You gotta lose that shit, and then you can't just lose it and just because people don't understand how your body works. You're gonna be dizzy as hell. You're gonna be fucked up. So you can't just lose it and just go back and weigh. And that ain't how it works. You gotta hydrate, and you can't hydrate too much because you might gain the shit back. So here you is sipping on water, trying to get back to the goddamn scales, right? And now guess what? Now you can't just eat now because you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Now the way your body works is when you do something extreme like that to your body has to heal itself. You're recovering. Tank walked into that fight recovering, not even rehydrated. He was recovering.
Facts.
And did that to him, man. You know what I'm saying? It would have been brutal if he would have been able to rehydrate like he wanted to. It would have been brutal.
So what do you think what Ryan D says? He said, who do you guys think should be next for Tank?
Shit, I want to see Tank and Loma, but I know that's not going to happen. And Loma wants to do as much as he can before he fights Tank because he knows in the back of his mind that Tank could beat him.
Facts.
So Loma wants to fight everybody that he can before he fights Tank. You got to think about it. If he was so confident that he could whoop Tank, he'd decide I'll take Tank next. He know that. He know he had a better chance against Teofimo Lopez first. So he gonna take Teofimo Lopez first. If he just knew he could fight Tank, he would. Because Loma loves easy fights. Nicholas Waters, Rigondeaux coming up 2 weight classes. He loved easy fights. So if he thought Tank was easy, he'll fight Tank tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He know Tank ain't easy, so he gonna knock out everything he can knock out before if he fights Tank. I'm not 100% sold he even wants that fight. I hope he does for Tank's sake, but I don't think he wants that fight. I don't know. I don't think nobody at 135 really want to fight Tank. They'll fight him if they ain't got no choice.
facts.
Because Tank is knocking people fucking lights out, man. This dude went in the fight dehydrated. It was knocking Gamboa around the ring, man. Dude had otherworldly power for his size, man. So the thing is, if you come in this channel or my channel and you can't just give up the props, then I can't deal with you, man.
Exactly.
I can't deal with you because at that point you're not a real man. A
Mm-mm.
real man could swallow their pride and say, you know what? You're right. I was wrong. I could have been right, but hey, it went in your favor. He knows called the fight for Pascal. I called the fight for Badu Jack. Badu Jack almost pulled it off. He almost did what I said he needed to do to win that fight, but he didn't fight enough.
Yep.
And guess what? He didn't win. And people saying it was a robbery, it was not a robbery. It could have been a draw. It could have went either way. A robbery is Chavez Sr. versus Pernell Whitaker. That was a robbery. Because it was no way that anything could have been said about that besides Pernell Whitaker won. It was lopsided. That was not a lopsided fight. In a fight that close, anything can happen. That's why you don't let it be that close.
Facts.
That
And
wasn't a robbery.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't have a problem with people having their own opinion on stuff. But here's my problem, man. My problem is just give credit where credit is due. Because he knows the sport. I called so many fights to the T. You know what I'm saying? It's not even funny, man. I called a lot of fights the way that it was going to go. I told everybody, I warned everybody, I prepped everybody's mind. If your mind was ready to be prepped in he knows the sport fashion, you wouldn't be saying exposed and all this other stuff. Because I told you guys, Gamboa reminded me of that old dog that is not ready to go. He's not ready to give up the ghost. That's what I saw in Gamboa. I saw a fighter that on his last leg, he was dangerous. And that's what you saw in that fight. But Tank Davis unquestionably, unequivocally was winning this fight. So how the hell was he exposed? Did he get stanky leg like Terrence Bud Crawford? No. Did he have to switch up stances like Terrence Bud Crawford? No. So again, how did he get exposed? Damn right, Rip B. Brazy. We got them all, man. Ibuprofen and all of them. They all on witness protection, AWOL status, panic attack. Remember what I said? Ibuprofen anxiety attack. That's what they all on, man. Because pandering narratives, dog. You see like that ceiling I got up here? Once they hit the ceiling cap, law of gravity, woo, they got to come tumbling down, dog. Man. They have to. And that's what happened. They came tumbling down. You got to give Gervonta Tank Davis credit, man. You have to give Yuriorkis Gamboa credit because you know what? This is the last fight of the year, and they gave us a good freaking fight. So what the hell are fight fans all squeamish about? This is what I don't understand. If you're saying it's about boxing and you're archaic in this one trick pony mindset of it's about boxing, then give credit where credit is due. And guess what? Respect what you saw. You saw a quality fight. This is why I don't understand why people don't keep that same energy. Vasily Lomachenko got exposed by Luke Campbell. There was excuses that was built in. Oh, Luke Campbell was a champ. Luke Campbell wasn't even supposed to be in the same breath with Loma. That's how people were saying it before the fight even happened. And then all of a sudden they remember all of Luke Campbell's accolades. Toyota Corolla, Anthony Crolla wasn't even supposed to be in the same breath with Vasily Lomachenko. But all of a sudden, oh yeah, Crolla was better than what we thought. They did the same fuckery with Mean Machine. This man was on the shelf for 262 days. He didn't fight in nearly a year. But they sat here and they found a way to conjure up the fact that he was Olympian, he was this, he was that. Get out of here. When Bomac said this guy was going to get knocked out in 3 rounds, keep that same energy, man. If you say it's about boxing, support fighters, dog. Tank won a hard fight. This was the first time that we seen him. Everybody said, I want to see Tank go 12 rounds, right? Okay, there you go. Now you finally starting to put respect on the name. That's what you do. If you're a man that has cojones and you got a nutsack, that's what you're gonna do. Otherwise, you're a beta boy. So I'm glad that you realize that. Hold up, I'm not the beta boy. I'm gonna give props where props is due. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what real men are
Right.
supposed to do. But this is the thing that I keep telling everybody, and people don't get it. Gervonta Tank Davis finally went 12 rounds. He went 12 rounds, man. And
And
in
was
the 12 rounds that he went, he did his thing. He did his thing.
yep.
Everybody said Gervonta Tank Davis could never go 12 rounds. He went 12 rounds, and guess what? Now he showed you he can go the distance. So now what's the excuse? Oh, yeah, if you take Gervonta Tank Davis to deep waters, he's done. He went 12 rounds, and he went 12 rounds with a savvy veteran, a veteran that has a Cuban amateur background pedigree. So come on.
Mm-hmm.
This is the stuff that I'm talking about, man. Roy Babineau said Ugas beat Crawford in the amateurs. Why doesn't Crawford wants to run it back? Facts.
He
You
don't
know
want to run
why?
it.
Because Crawford don't want to do no heavyweight lifting. He don't want to fight no upper echelon in the welterweight division. This was very clear when he sat here and vehemently said no to Sean Porter.
You know what's crazy about that? He knows
Mm-hmm.
the man just 2 weeks ago said nobody at PBC want to see me. He just said that, and now 2 weeks later, everybody called him out.
Facts.
And guess what he said? I'm not interested in none of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta understand one thing, man. The fact that Bud fans aren't calling out Bud lets you know what type of people they are.
Mm-hmm.
They do the same thing in their life. They're double
I,
minded. They're double minded people. That's the reason why they accept that. They say one thing and don't do it. They run away from pressure. They run away from responsibilities. So their leader, that's who they choose. That's who they gravitate to. Someone who says one thing but does another. People like me, I gravitate to people that are straight up alphas, man. I gravitate to people who say one thing, they do it, and this is how they get down, man. I couldn't be no Bud. I couldn't be a Bud fan.
mm-hmm.
Bud came to 147 and then fight nobody yet, bro. It's all the smoke at 147, man. All the smoke you can find is there. He don't want to fight nobody. It's plain as it's obvious. He do not want to
Facts.
fight nobody, man. People saying,
Facts.
"Oh, I can't wait for the Bud Smith fight." Those are rough, man. I can see Bud. I can see Bud not even fighting Smith and waiting for Smith to move up to 154, man.
To
I
be
can see
honest,
Bud holding out. Bud don't want that smoke, man. Bud don't want that
mm-mm,
smoke unless his fans put pressure on him.
mm-mm.
As
He
long
don't.
as he got fans that allow him to sit in the cut and don't do anything, Bud gonna do that.
Mm-hmm. And
He's lazy, man.
and to be honest with you, Bud shouldn't fight Spence. He hasn't earned the right to fight Spence. You know why? He's not doing heavyweight lifting. This man
At
wants to
all.
get out of bed, don't brush his teeth, and then show up to the super fight. Where they do that at?
Where,
You
where
don't
they
want
do
to
it?
fight Sean Porter. You didn't want to fight Kell Brook. You don't want to fight Dennis Ugas. You don't want to fight Danny Garcia. You don't want to fight a Keith Thurman. Who do you want to fight, man? You can't sit here and have Earl the True Spence doing heavyweight lifting after heavyweight lifting after heavyweight lifting. You're sitting here again, getting out of
Mm-hmm.
your bed, not brushing your teeth, and then showing up to a super fight. Where they do that at? Who raised you, dog? TK Kirkland, man. Who raised you? Like
Right.
I don't understand this. But this is the systemic issues associated with boxing, the double standards associated with boxing. But then they want to sit here and say, um, oh well, who has your Dennis Ugas fought to fight Terrence Bud Crawford? Don't nobody want to fight no damn Terrence Bud Crawford. He ducked Sean Porter. Keep that same
Right.
energy. Even
Right.
some of your own reverse bias fans, aka what we call detractors, aka panders, have fessed up that Terrence Bud Crawford is a duck if he does not fight Sean Porter. I've heard
Mm-hmm.
them say this because I've had the Henosis Sport Birdies report back and tell me this, dog. I've heard them say this, and it's funny to me. Tom Ross talked to them, man.
Cause Man, I'm so glad so glad you segued me into that, man, because this thing it's so polluted, man. It stinks to all heaven, man, because it goes to show you that it's not just the promoters who's corrupting boxing; it's the fans too.
Mm-hmm.
The fans don't know how much power they got. The fans will sit here and they will tell you, I lie to them. Those who are anti PPC will say, they'll say, Tank got exposed, right? Not because Tank really got exposed, only because they want to take the light off of Crawford. You know what I'm saying? But that's sad because that's not how boxing works.
Mm-hmm.
Your guy could be exposed and still be the guy. That fight, he got exposed. It's all right. He still won. Why you can't just
Facts.
take? Why you can't just take the fact that, oh damn, so dude dropped him. He wasn't supposed to do that, but he bounced back. He won. Why do it got to be a tit for tat thing? Okay, my guy exposed, so I got to look for anything to say your guy got exposed, and then you make yourself look dumb because this is the same guy you said is Bud supposed to walk through. So how you get exposed?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You said Bud supposed to walk through him. We said Bud wasn't gonna walk through him. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't get exposed to us. That exposes your boxing knowledge. That you thought Bud was gonna walk through this guy. You know, not Bud, but you thought Tank was gonna walk through this guy. That exposes your boxing knowledge if you thought Tank was gonna walk through Gamboa.
Mm-hmm.
That don't mean that he got exposed. That means you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You know what
Facts.
I'm saying? You have to take some type of self awareness. People have no self awareness. They don't know anything about themselves. You know what I'm saying? Well, I say all that to say this, man. Like, this is the reason why there's no competition for us, dog. Because it's too much. We have too much between the two of us. It's too much integrity going on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's too much. These other channels have zero integrity. I'm talking about zero integrity, dog. These dudes, before the fight kicked off, when he didn't make the first weigh-in session, they
Mm-hmm.
said Tank lose this title shot. They said Tank misses weight. Fight council. Like, yo, we just watched the fight. The Tank just got the belt. So what are you doing on your channel? Right? But these people got all these big butt haters as their fans, and their fans don't call them out. You wanna know why? Their fans are beta males and feminine themselves. They do that too.
Facts.
They overreact.
Facts.
They nitpick. And
Facts.
they're biased. You know what I'm saying? And
Facts.
that's the thing, man. But slowly but surely, we gonna make men out of these boys, man. Slowly
Damn
but
right.
surely, dog.
But let me tell you something. You can't make men out of boys that don't want to be made men out of. That's just the facts, bro. You
Yeah.
can't do that because let me tell you something, man. At the end of the day, like you said, there's too much integrity, but integrity rules out. And what I'm not gonna do, because I've done this for a time now. Thank you, Quincy Royster. He said he knows his sport prediction king strikes again. TKO. Damn Skippy, because I be striking, dog. I've been
Mm-hmm.
striking. I mean, let y'all in a little secret. The month of December, because it's my birth month, is my month. So when I pick anything in that month, especially in that month, I'm gonna be right. That's just the way it rolls. That's the way it rolls. I don't know why. Since I've been born, that's the way it rolls. Anything that I ask, I declare it and I receive it in the month of December, it will come to pass. That's just the way it rolls. Now, let me get on to this, man. Like I said before, I've done this some time ago, and you know this, Tom Ross. You ain't just gonna give the green light to come up in here if you're not gonna keep that same energy, man. I don't got
Right.
time to sit here and entertain people that want to do this because they want to get their they want to say something so bad. They want to get their mouth. They want to say something. No, we shut
Right.
that down, dog.
Too
If you're
eager.
not gonna come in here, facts, Hurricane Cardi said facts. There's too many beta boys out here. Strong men in their families. There you go, Hurricane C Travels. You always change the name, dog. Was it Hurricane Carter, Hurricane C Travels, Hurricane this, Hurricane that? Always changing that name every second, dog. But that's a true alpha right there. This
Yeah.
is what people need to understand, man. I'll see you when I'm in Senegal and Gambia because I'll be making my way to New York tomorrow night. So I'm gonna officially start my vacation tomorrow. But anyways, this is the thing that people have to understand, man. People got to get this. When it comes to the sport of boxing, You have to keep that same energy. If you
Yep.
want to get on this panel, you got to be able to keep that same energy. That's my rule. I don't mind you root for reverse bias, aka detractors, aka for panders. If you're a beta, you're always going to be a beta. That's just what it is. But I need for people to understand that if you're going to roll on this side of the aisle, you also going to learn how to keep that same energy, and you got to
Mm-hmm.
learn how to give credit where credit is due. When you see that a fight didn't go your way, but it went the other person's way, learn how to fess up, man up, and say, you know what? You were right. I was wrong. That's the problem with people. They don't know how to say they're wrong about stuff these days, man. And they want to always make a built-in excuse. Because when you do that, it tells me where your moral turpitude is at. And I can't respect that. I can't respect that. It's too many people. I done sat here and let too many Robins get the mic. No more. No more.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even need to be a Batman. But you need to not be a Robin when you get the damn mic. And what I
Exactly.
mean by that is don't come in here with this beta boy nonsense. Either be a true alpha or give a similitude of a true alpha when you talk. Meaning,
Right.
if you lost, man up and say that you lost. It's just that simple. People don't know how to do this stuff nowadays. They want to make excuse. Now Tank Davis is exposed. How? How did he get exposed? He dominated the whole damn fight. What fight were you guys watching? Did he get stanky leg? Because now and look at we need to go back and look at Terrence Bud Crawford and reassess his fight with Gamboa because he got stanky
Right.
leg.
Right. Because he was getting rocked.
He was getting rocked.
Terrence
We didn't
Crawford
see
was
that
getting
in the
rocked.
Tank Davis fight. What we saw in Tank Davis fight was Tank Davis got pushed into deep waters he hasn't been in before. And it's because Tank Davis prepared his mind. You know what he prepared his mind for? Thank you, Hurricane Sea Travels. Dudes want attention. I'm not giving it to them, man. We don't
Right.
give
That
people
little
attention
bride.
here no more, though. We don't do that over here no more. We don't give you attention. If you're not gonna fess up and you're not gonna admit, you're not gonna humble yourself, dog. You're not gonna get no attention over here. It's that simple. See, when I
Right.
sit here and I lose, like me and you, when Teofimo Lopez didn't win the fight, we sat here and what did we do? We sat here. Thank you, Giyu, to handle that. My wrenches handle that. We got time for this foolery. We sat here and we admitted that Teofimo Lopez won the fight. We didn't
Yep.
we didn't hesitate. We didn't sit here and take our times to try to figure it out. We didn't sit here and say, "Oh, it was an exposed. Oh, it was a paid
Make
to
an
lose."
excuse.
We didn't say none of that. We said Teofimo Lopez gambled in the second round because that's exactly what he did because he can't box for shit. He gambled in the second round against the wild, you know what I'm saying, the wild what's his name, man? From
Coming.
Yeah, Richard
Come.
Comey, the Guyanan, the wild Guyanan Richard Comey. He gambled. They both gambled, and all Teofimo Lopez did, because that's the truth. He beat Richard Comey to the gamble.
Yep.
He didn't do anything from a boxing standpoint. He just out gambled a gambling situation, and he beat him to the punch, and he got the knockout. That shit is not gonna work against a better boxer like a Loma. It's not gonna work because Loma's not gonna sit there like a Richard Comey and gamble a fight. That's one thing I'm gonna give Loma. If I don't give Loma anything else, Loma's not no Neo from the damn Matrix because he get hit too damn much.
Not close.
But he's not a damn gambler. He's not gonna sit there and just trade off with you because Loma don't like to get hit. He don't,
Right.
especially downstairs. He don't like to get hit, so he's not gonna sit there and trade all night. That's just not his mo, and that's what people need to understand. So when we sit here and watch that Gervonta Tank Davis went 12 rounds, there's a few things that got checked off tonight. Could he go the distance? Check. Did
Mm-hmm.
he fight a step up fight? Check. Did he
Mm-hmm.
fight? Are we now going to put respect on Gamboa's name and say that he actually fought a credible opponent? Check.
Right.
Talk to us, Tom Ross.
And then another thing people are not considering is this. It's not for the real strap. The real strap is super. We all know that, but it's for a strap. It's for a vacant
Mm-hmm.
strap. When you fight someone for a vacant strap, that's not you going out your way and saying, "I want to fight that guy."
Yep.
That's the somebody telling you who you going to fight. Understand that. So people saying, "Oh, he only want to fight um, Gamboa just because Gamboa is old." He didn't
Mm-hmm.
choose that fight. WBA told him this is who you gonna fight if you want this strap.
Facts.
That's how it goes. And then it turned out to be a good fight because y'all don't know shit about Gamboa. Y'all forgot Gamboa Rock Crawford.
Mm-hmm.
It's like y'all conveniently forget things that make your fighters look bad. So you thought that this was gonna be something that wasn't. You thought he was gonna go in there and just walk through Gamboa. People
Mm-hmm.
don't go through and just walk through Cuban fighters, man.
Nah.
When the last time you see somebody walk through a Cuban fighter?
Facts.
No, they gotta figure him out. Then they get him up out of there, man.
Facts.
John Duvall got the hardest right hander in the world, man. He ain't just walk through Luis Ortiz. He had to figure him out. That's how it goes, man. You don't just walk through these guys. These guys are tough as nails and they understand boxing. So
Mm-hmm.
what is y'all not understanding, man? You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And then you can't compare Teofimo Lopez's fight with Coleman to Tank Davis fight with Gamboa. You can't compare those fights, man. You can't say based off what Teofimo Lopez did that he could beat Tank. You can't say that because Teofimo Lopez, first of all, Comey came out there and Comey disregarded what he normally do.
Facts.
For the first round, he was doing good. For the second round, he got anxious and tried to like get him up out of there.
Bullshit.
And then they both threw a right. They both threw a straight right hand at the same time, a right cross. But Comey missed, and Teofimo Lopez he hit. Basically, that's what happened. And he won off that. You can't compare that to what Tank Davis did. He ain't showed no growth, nothing in that fight. Tank Davis showed everything that people were saying he couldn't do in one fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it was dominant, man. I'm not sure Teofimo Lopez wins that fight if it gets dragged out to 12 rounds. I'm not sure he wins that fight because he's
He don't
been
like
known
deep waters. He don't like deep
like
waters.
he's been known to get frustrated because he
Mm-hmm.
can't get you out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see how calm Tank was? Calm, you know what I'm saying? Like he just figured him out. That he finally put him out of his misery. But
Yep.
that's just hats off to Gamboa because he could have been quit.
Yep.
He could have quit when his shoe malfunctioned. He could have
Yep.
quit when he turned his ankle. You know what I'm saying? That's going to show you just how mentally tough he is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? So you got to understand one thing. All this stuff still got to play out, but hear it first from me. If Tank fights Teofimo Lopez, and when Tank makes him quit if you don't knock him out, y'all gonna understand. It comes down to the type of people they are.
Yep.
Tank might not be disciplined, but once he get in that ring, he's a whole nother person. He didn't need to be that person all the time. When Tank
Mm-hmm.
get in that ring, it's like that's Tank. It's like that's his sanctuary. He's a whole other person, man. And Teofimo Lopez will quit. Tank will make him quit, man. If you don't knock him out, he'll quit mentally. He'll check out because this dude's not stopping, and he can't. He's not gonna be able to do what he could do against a Coleman because he's not faster than Tank. Number one,
Facts.
and Tank's a dog. I don't see him knocking out Tank.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see him knocking out Tank. First of all, he ain't gonna hit him flush like that.
Yep.
Do knock him out. I don't
Yep.
see him knocking out Tank. So it's gonna be brutal. What's gonna happen to him, man? So
Yep.
here first. When you be like, oh, Teofimo Lopez, if he would have showed up like he showed up against Coleman, he'd have won. No, these
Mm-hmm.
two different fighters. He can't show up like he showed up against Coleman because against Tank, that's not gonna be enough.
Nope.
That's not gonna be enough, man. You know what I'm saying? Teofimo Lopez, the reason why I haven't gave him my whole support, he hasn't shown me he could box yet. And you got 3 boxers here in the 135 now. You got Haney, you got Tank, even though he's known for knockouts, Tank can box, he showed you that. And you got Lomachenko. He just can't fight going backwards. You got 3 boxers. He had to show me that he could box with those guys.
Mm-hmm.
What does he do when he's getting outboxed? And he can't knock him out. And they're winning easy. How does he act? Does he get frustrated? Does he now start swinging wildly and fuck around and get put out his misery? Now, how's he going to react to that? Because he hasn't shown any development.
Nope.
He was getting hit with triple jabs by Coleman. Come on, man. 1, 2, 3 jabs in the face. After the second jab, your head still ain't out the way.
Exactly.
Come
Exactly.
on. Come on,
Exactly.
man.
Exactly. And we got to give credit where credit is due. With the Pascal and the Badu Jack fight, because that
Yeah.
fight right there was a barn burner.
Great fight.
That fight was a great one. I said it was going to be close. You know what I'm saying? I just happened to pick the right person because, again, I judged it off of the fact that he came off of the Marcus Brown fight and he did his thing in that fight. And I figured he was just going to carry that over and he was going to continue to do his thing. I mean, it is what it is, man. It's just basically putting two and two together, man, and just coming with the most common sense and stating the most obvious. Badu Jack is not a closer. He doesn't know how to finish his opponents off. And Badu Jack has an issue when he is really tested, he doesn't know how to dig deep and take it to the next level. So that's why I picked Pascal because of those things that I knew about Badu Jack. But if Badu Jack was a closer and Badu Jack knew how to finish people, then yeah, I would have picked him to win the fight unquestionably and unequivocally. But I just didn't see that from him, so that's why I didn't pick him to win the fight.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And did you see what he said, man? How Bud gonna comment on who should stay away from who? Bud acting like he Spence. Like
Yeah,
he the one with two belts.
yeah,
But you have a WBO belt. Like that belt is this close to being on the same level as the IBO.
facts.
It- these other sanctioned bodies don't even recognize your belt. They
Mm-hmm.
have to recognize it legally, but
Facts.
they don't even recognize. You're not a reputed. WBO is not a reputable sanctioned body. No one respects them,
That's facts.
and he could bring honor to that belt if he was doing the right things, but he's not doing the right things.
Mm-hmm.
He's being the epitome of what Bob orders, man. He's not doing the
Exactly.
right. He's not doing the right thing, bro. He's
Exactly.
scared. He's scared to step up.
Exactly.
Cause in my mind, Bud's still 140, man.
Exactly. See,
He's
and
not a ref- he's
this is
not
the
no
thing.
first.
This is the thing, Tom Ross. Bed bug biters want to come here and vent. We're not giving you no platform to vent here, man. This is an
Right.
authentic and a consistent platform. If you come here, you got to come with that same energy, man. You got to come here with stuff that makes sense, stuff with substance, man. You're not gonna just come here and just vent just because of the sake of venting. It's not gonna happen here. Links are a privilege here, and you got to earn that damn privilege based on the way that you talk. I don't care if you support what I support or you're against what I'm against, but talk with substance and give sustenance. If you can't do that, I can't respect what you got to say. If it's a
Right.
one-sided, have your cake and want to eat it too, I don't respect it because that tells me right there you're a reverse bias, aka detractor, aka panderer. You're only gonna
Mm-hmm.
go on what you see makes sense to you. Gervonta Tank Davis proved three things to us tonight. One of the underlying things, which is the main thing, is could he go 12 rounds? Check. Could Gervonta Tank Davis fight a hard opponent, and could he be able to figure that opponent out? Check. What you saw
Mm-hmm.
from Gervonta Tank Davis tonight was a fighter that dug deep and had to figure out some boxing technique to win this fight. It wasn't going to just be a fight for him to win. And he prepped his mind for it because he said in the presser that, man, Gamboa is going to push me, man. He's going to show me some stuff. And this is what people don't understand. And that's what happened. He showed him some stuff. And the third thing is he beat a quality opponent, man. He beat a
Yeah.
guy who had an amateur background pedigree, a Cuban fighter. Cuban fighters don't get put away, man. Just think of the 4 or 5 Cuban fighters that I'm gonna tell you right now, and think of them as boxers. Your Dennis Ugas, he's dangerous at the welterweight division. Just ask Sean Porter. That's why Sean Porter don't want to run it back. Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz was so good that he was able to run it back with Deontay Wilder in a fashion that nobody else was able to. Guillermo Rigondeaux. He beat Nonito Donaire like Nonito Donaire stole something from him.
Mm-hmm.
Erislan de Lara, the biggest epic robbery in boxing. He beat Canelo Alvarez, boxed the life out of him, got robbed.
Mm-hmm.
So when you guys think of Cuban background fighters, you got to think of what they bring to the table. They're bringing you an amateur background pedigree. They're bringing you experience and they're bringing you boxing skills. There is no community that thrives on boxing and teaches you the fundamentals of boxing like Cuban background fighters, man. We're not talking about being slick. We're talking about just simple, phonetic boxing. When it comes to that, no one beats the Cubans in that. So you guys thought in your mind, knowing this about Gamboa and knowing that he got there for the reason that he got there, that Tank was just gonna wash him. Come on, that means you're not into boxing. You're just a person that's into what we call pandering narratives. Because if you're into boxing, you know what's in front of you. You can sit here and say that, oh, you know what, Gamboa is not a bum. To sit here and call Gamboa a bum, I mean, come on, look at this. To sit here and call Gamboa a bum, I mean, this is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. This is what we're dealing with. A bunch of people that have nothing better to do but to want to vent their bed bug biter isms onto this platform. I don't know what it is. I guess I attract the worst versions of them, man. Like Fishcat said, man, he knows the sport. You attract the worst kind of bed bug biters, man. They just want to come in here and they just want to just vent because they need a place to vent. Because I guess
Right.
nobody else gives them the place to vent. No one else does. They know what time it is. You can't just run up on another platform and vent. They'll block you. I actually give you the green light to actually comment. So be grateful that you're getting that. What people don't
I do.
understand is this. Yeah, be grateful that you're getting that. Because other people will just block you. And trust me, I know some of them are my colleagues. They'll just block you. They don't even waste their time with you. But I'm giving you the ability to vent. But I've changed some things up a few months ago. Ever since, you know what I'm saying, I had to remove a house Negro out of the plantation, I had to turn some things around. And one of the things that I turned around was you're not just going to come up in here and say whatever because it makes you feel good. No, you're going to come
Right.
up in here and give value to the platform. And if you're not going to keep that same energy, I don't need to hear what you got to say because I don't need you to agree with me. And believe it or not, I'm not sitting here agreeing with Tom Ross. Me and Tom Ross are not agreeing on everything. Me and Ox are not agreeing on everything. And whoever else has been on the panel, we don't agree on every damn thing. But you have to be able to have intellectual discourse and you have to
Right.
be able to have an intellectual conversation. And that's the problem with people in boxing. They can't have that because if you disagree with them or you talk about something that they don't like, oh, you're casual, you don't know boxing. So
Right.
because someone dares to be different and someone dares to think differently, that just tells me you're a closed-minded individual. You haven't gone out in the world. That
Mm-hmm.
tells me everything I need to know about you as the individual. You haven't broadened your horizons because if you have, you wouldn't sit here and say no foolery like that. What we saw tonight was a good fight, and fans were able to get a fan treat. So, as fight fans, we need to sit here and enjoy that instead of sitting here running our mouths and saying, Tank got exposed. Where? What fight were you watching? Why don't we give Gamboa his credit like you gave Nonito Donaire his credit in the Nayo Inui fight and say, you know what? That guy was better than what I thought he was. Because you know why they won't say that? Because then it would mean that they have to admit that they were wrong. And they don't want to do that. That's the
Right.
problem, Tom Ross. People don't know how to say that they're wrong these days, man.
They can't, bro.
They just
They
can't.
can't. Beta males can't, but alpha males can. But check this out, man. One of the weak pandering guys in the comments said Gamboa was overrated because he got dropped 15 times.
Mm-hmm.
Let's unpack this, man. Don't everybody like Pacquiao, man? Don't everybody love Pacquiao?
Hmm.
Hasn't Pacquiao made a career of getting dropped, man?
Exactly.
I see Pacquiao get dropped 5 times in one fight, man.
Pacquiao lost to fighters we don't even know.
Right. I see Pacquiao get knocked out by Journeyman
Mm-hmm.
at the featherweight. So come on, man. Come
But he's
on.
a legend. But he's a legend, though, right?
How many people can say they knocked out Gamboa? From my recollection, only two. Only Crawford. From my recollection, I may be wrong, and only Tank Davis. So let's get this straight. How many people can say they knocked out Pacquiao? Three. And two of them, we don't even know. We gotta go to boxing rec to look them up. So you gotta understand one thing, man. Y'all gotta keep the same energy all across the board. If somebody want to fight, just congratulate them, man. If you
That's
got
it.
honest critique, give them honest critique. But don't have this critique you only have just for this particular few fighters. The critique got to go all the way across the board.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you an example. I critique Tyson Fury so hard because if Deontay Wilder was doing that, I would be on his ass.
Yep.
Tyson Fury went into a fight with a 46th ranked heavyweight. He was supposed to wash him,
Yep.
but he was exposed. Little did I know, because I knew he was chinny, but I didn't know that he can't take it to the body. Tyson Fury cannot take anything to the body, man.
You
At
can't.
all. And dude
Can't.
working. He worked his body. He got an open shot to the head, split his eye wide open, man. That's exposed. I didn't know he could. Exposed means you learn something new, something negative new about the person. Exposed to conceal is to hide, but to expose is to lift the cover off. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Everything that was exposed about Tank Davis in this fight was good.
Mm-hmm.
And we only use exposure in negative context in boxing. So what are you talking about? How was he exposed when he gave us a good fight? It was a good fight. Y'all say Floyd was boring. This how I get him. This how I get him. Y'all say Floyd was boring because he was too good of a boxer. All he did was box. He moves around. He hits people. They will never get a chance at him. I want to see Floyd get hit. I want to, you know what I mean? Y'all said Floyd boring because he was too good. Tank Davis gives you a fight. And y'all say, you know what? Tank Davis was exposed. You can't have it both ways, man. You can't have it both ways, man. You can't have it both ways.
That's the equivalent of when Spence decides to not use the punishment style and he wants to just box you. But he was exposed. This is ridiculous,
You
man.
can't have it both ways.
It's ridiculous.
Y'all said Spence didn't have the. Y'all try to Lamar Jackson Spence. Y'all said Spence didn't have the mental capacity to box with Mikey Garcia. Spence get in there, and have you noticed they haven't said anything about Mikey Garcia boxing acumen since? Spence get in there, boxes the hell out of Mikey Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
Boxes the hell out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And then you know what y'all say? Spence power is overrated because he ain't knocked Mikey Garcia out.
Facts.
You can't have it both ways, man.
Mm-mm.
He was just knocking motherfuckers out. Y'all had a problem with that. Y'all say he couldn't box. Most of the time when you go out to outbox people, you don't knock them out. Because you got to build the knockouts just don't happen unless you have power like Joe Louis or Deontay Wilder. Knockouts just don't happen out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can't punch like that. Knockouts happen through the accumulation of power being dealt on somebody, and they succumb. It starts from round one. Most knockouts start from round one, and then they happen. Spence ain't start touching his body like round 4, round 5.
Mm-hmm.
Spence was playing with him, man. He let him live. And y'all know this, but to have the moral victory of Mikey didn't get knocked out, y'all say, you know what, Spence ain't got no power. Even though you hear Mikey with a lisp now.
Mm-hmm.
You hear Mikey taking 12, 30 seconds to say something very simple. It's not even that profound.
Yep.
He's taking pregnant pauses involuntarily. Y'all hear the difference between Mikey now. You said Spencer got no power.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when Mikey get exposed, and when the fight between Jesse Vargas is harder than it's supposed to be, or if he fuck around and lose, they know what you're gonna say. Y'all gonna say they ain't got nothing to do with Spence. Y'all gonna say Jesse Vargas, he up next. Y'all gonna start giving Jesse Vargas credit for what Spence did. Well, Jesse Vargas ain't shit but a gatekeeper.
Exactly.
See how this shit work? When it's a black guy or a dark so-called Hispanic, I believe we all the same people. There's different stops. When it's a black guy, it's always something.
Yep, that's true.
with Rigondeaux is a good boxer. It was always something to Rigondeaux. He could never get his credit.
And he was dropped. They talk about Gamboa was dropped so many times. Rickendow was dropped so many times, but didn't he win?
Yeah, he just learned. Never get his credit. He supposed to get his credit. Win, lose, or draw, the way he performed with Canelo, he supposed to be getting his credit to this day. Do he get his credit?
No,
No, he don't. Because y'all don't keep the same energy. But
they
y'all want to
don't.
give Mikey Garcia credit because he lasted 8 rounds like this. At school, if somebody do you like that, you looked at as a coward. You ain't even defend yourself. If I
Facts.
stand up over you at the lunch table in front of everybody and start beating on you, and you just do this, and you don't never defend yourself, you don't get up and say, "Man, hold on, man. Like, hold on. Now I'm standing up. Now what's up?" And you just take that. You went out worse than somebody that got knocked out defending themselves, man. You
Facts.
you succumbed. You submitted. He submitted to the alpha lion in the yard when he did that.
Hmm.
That's what animals do. When animals don't want no problems, they ball up, man. They make themselves small. He made himself small as he could, so he could get mercy.
Yep. Yep. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what
That's
happened.
what happened. He succumbed to the alpha male, dog. You what y'all realize is you went to something that was worse than a knockout. You went to
Hmm.
something animalistic in the ring, man. That was animalistic. How how you go out is how Gamboa went out. That's how you go out, man.
Yep.
You go out on your shield, dog.
Yep. I'm telling
You
the
don't go
facts,
out
man.
bald. He he went in the ring saying, you know what? I know I can't win. I'm gonna take the moral victory just so I would say he didn't knock me out.
Facts. Facts.
That's some
Facts,
kind
man.
of alpha male. I know I'm gonna lose this fight. You know what I mean? Like I know I'm gonna lose. I mean, I'm not even gonna because he got to the point where he wasn't even trying to win. At the round
Hmm.
four, he stopped even trying. He said, "Okay, I'm just gonna make sure I don't get killed." You
Yep.
know what I'm saying?
Yep. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. And that's what people need to understand, man.
He behaved like he was getting jumped on by multiple people. You ever seen people who don't even know how to fight know one thing when you get jumped on, you protect your head and you crouch to protect your extremities and your inner and your torso. So you
Facts.
protect your head and you try to protect your ribs as much as possible, but
Yep.
mainly you know that instinctively, and that's a survival technique. He was in survival mode from round 4 to round 12. That's 8 rounds of punishment, man.
Punishment.
That's punishment. That's a he had to go home to his wife and look his wife in the eyes after that.
Yeah, but here's the problem. He couldn't even look at his woman because he was pissing Amber. We couldn't do nothing for a while. That's just the facts.
Right. What I'm saying is he had to go live with the woman that he's supposed to protect, and she know in her heart if another motherfucker walk up like Errol Smith, he can't do nothing with him.
Nah, can't do nothing. Can't do nothing but get beat the hell down. Damn right. Damn right, though.
That's embarrassing, man.
Yep.
And I say all that to say this: y'all give him props for getting beat up, but you won't give Tank Davis props for whooping somebody ass. It don't
There
make
you
sense.
go. Yep. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense, man. You told the truth.
He knows it don't make sense, man.
It
It's so
don't make
fire.
sense, man. It's a double standard. This is why we can't sit here and listen to fools that's running their mouth because they want to be heard or they're so desperate to be famous. We don't play
Right.
these games over here, man.
Super desperate.
And what we have to understand is it's not about desperation to fame. It's about telling people the truth. Because what people have to understand is if you have a platform, you have a moral compass and a moral code. You have basically an integrity and a code and basically a level to where you have to tell things all across the line, man. You can't just be sitting here and telling people what you think sounds good because it sounds good. No, you got to tell people the truth. Even if
It,
the truth doesn't line up with how you see things, you have to tell people the truth because here's the thing. One thing that I like about the YouTube boxing community, and I'm going to say this, Tom Ross, and it's going to segue into you, and then you can go ahead and double dragons it on your other end, is the
mm-hmm.
YouTube boxing community is smart enough to understand when you are a panderer and when you are a truth teller, man. They're smart
Mm-hmm.
enough. I gotta give them credit. People that's in these comment sections, if they see that you're a panderer, they will call you out. If they
Yeah.
see that you're desperate for fame, they will call you out. If they see that you're just basically losing all moral integrity, also that you could sound just like what you are. Remember what I said? Guilty by association. People didn't understand when I said that. That's because I'm a three-dimensional thinker, dog. When I tell people stuff, I'm actually giving people a lesson every time that I talk. Even when I'm talking right now, you're getting a lesson. Even if
Mhm.
you don't think you're getting a lesson, you are guilty by association because birds of a feather flock together. Whoever you line yourself up with, that's how you going to be viewed. The reason why nobody can sit here and point a finger at He Knows the Sport and say He Knows the Sport is this or that is because He Knows the Sport, like Deontay Wilder, is an independent contractor, a free agent. I don't line up with nobody. So
Mhm.
you can't line me up under any damn body. You got to line me up with He Knows the Sport and. That's how you have to say it. He knows the sport and. But when you look at other people and you see the way that they line themselves up, you could tell that they've lined themselves up with a pandering narrative. And hence they are going to be guilty by association and guilty by affiliation. It don't matter how much you try to give the impression that I'm giving the moral ground. If you're a house Negro, you're gonna always be a house Negro. That's how it works, Tom Ross. Talk to them.
Works. Hey, so check it out. Hey, so before I get into that, go. There's a question I want to answer. Can you go back a couple of posts? It's gonna be red.
Red? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's the post before the one after this one.
This
Not
one?
yeah, that one right here. Why did Jack Reed stop the Gamboa fight so quickly, but then stop the Fury fight even though his eyes were rolling in the back of his head? That's twofold. Number one, he got more of a spotlight on him because of that fight. And number two, he's always stopped fights between black people correctly. He always that fight really wasn't a bad stoppage. There was nothing he could do. He was getting pummeled. He was getting knocked around the ring. It was a good stoppage. You don't want to wait till a guy's incapacitated to stop it. You want to wait till they can't defend themselves no more.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to white fighters, he does that. He gives them all the time in the world, which is really bad. It was really bad that he did that. Tyson Fury never gonna be the same again because he did that. It's really bad for Tyson Fury, but it allowed Tyson Fury to get away without getting knocked out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you go and watch all Jack Reed's fights that he covered when there was a knockout, he does all of them like that. He counts really fast and he don't play with you. He does his job when it's two black fighters. He does it with no bias. He just does it. But when it's a Mexican fighter, not because it's dark Mexican. When it's a Mexican fighter, like a Spaniard looking guy or a white guy, he takes a long count. You know what I mean? Take you to the corner, have the doc come look at you, give you mad time. He do everything he can to let you regain yourself.
Mm-hmm.
He just don't want to see you lose. You know what I'm saying? And that type of mindset is bad for boxing. But you know what? They wanna get on Jack Reese for doing that, but they're just like that as fans. When it comes
Facts.
to their guys, they can't separate how they feel for someone from what's actually going on.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't separate themselves from the fighter. I've seen people say, "Man, I can't wait till we take this belt from Spence." We ain't taking no belt from Spence. You're not getting in the ring with Spence.
It's only
Bud,
that fighter.
Bud might get in the ring with Spence. And
Mm-hmm.
if Bud is successful, Bud will be taking the belt from Spence. Not
Yep.
you. Ain't no we.
Exactly.
You got to be able to differentiate yourself from these celebrities, man. And that's the reason why
Mm-hmm.
you say and you do pandering things. Because you think their success equals your success. It doesn't. You're still in low life. You still don't do nothing with your life, man. Except for go and just criticize people on YouTube all day. You know what
Facts.
I'm saying? You, you,
Facts.
you still a nobody, so you have to build up your own self and make yourself an alpha so you can stop latching on to people and taking their success and being like, oh, yeah, I'm a fan of theirs, so their success. No, it's not. No, it's not. That's not how things work.
Then in catch that one.
No, it's not. All because you latch yourself up to somebody don't mean their success is your success. You have to
Exactly.
have your own source of success in your own life, in real life.
Exactly. I'm
If you
glad
don't,
you said that
you know what
because
I'm saying?
that's what people do, man. They latch on. Oh, I know such and such. I know such and such. Listen, man. All of
Okay.
these people that are content creators are competing with one another.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you could know this person all you want. The person's not gonna do anything special. They're gonna be looking at you like, I had to do everything that I can to work my way up. You're gonna have to do the same thing too.
Right.
That's what people don't understand. So you could say you know this person, blah 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 blah. It doesn't mean nothing. At the end of the day, everyone has to compete. And me, the way that I look at it is, as long as you have stuff that people could, what I'm saying, tune into, I'm not in no competition with nobody. I'm in
Right.
only in competition with myself. That's how I always looked at it. Because I feel that I have stuff that stands out. If you have stuff that stand out, then people are gonna gravitate towards it, man. You don't need to be desperate about it. You don't need to rush that success. It's gonna happen naturally, and it's gonna happen instinctively. But here's the
Mhm.
thing: when you sit there and you look at the fight with Jack Reese, and you sit there and you look at what's going on from a boxing standpoint, you have to tell yourself, you have to be a Tank hater of epic proportions to not sit here and say that Tank did something completely different that I didn't expect him to do. I mean, come on, Everson Harris said it best. Tank beat the hell out of Gamboa and gets criticized. Bud struggles with green bean cuisine and gets called a true champion. Wow. Facts.
Right. Think
Facts.
about think about that. That goes to show you we not just making this shit up. We
Mm-mm.
not playing on race card. We giving
Mm-mm.
it to you raw. We
Mm-hmm.
give it to you raw, man. And the thing about it is, in the beginning, when I first met He Knows, he felt something the same way I did, but we wanted to keep the boxing platform a certain way. But it's too prevalent. We gotta speak on it.
Yep.
You think, as a man, I want to bring up double standards?
Mm-mm.
I don't want to talk about that, but it's a part of reality.
Yep.
I would like everything to be fair across the board, but it's just not, man. Think about what you just said. Bud struggled with Green Mean Machine, got laced, man. If
Call him
if
green
dude was
bean
a top
cuisine.
if dude was a top notch fighter, he would have flooded Bud. He ain't on the finisher. He ain't on the finish Bud. He sparked him up. He ain't on the finisher. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? If Spence hurts him like that, he's done.
Exactly.
He's done. You know what I'm saying? So people gotta understand that. So he gets props for
Mm-hmm.
surviving against a no name, somebody who ain't boxed in 262 days. But Tank Davis don't get the credit for beating the hell out of Gamboa. And it was arduous, but he basically controlled 12 rounds and got the knockout at the end. He can't get no
Mm-hmm.
props.
It
Think
don't make
about
no
that, man.
sense. If it
It
don't
don't
make
make
dollars, it don't make sense.
no sense, man. Because we're dealing with double standards, and think about it is the reason why we keep plugging into your head because we need you guys to start calling these other platforms out too. When you see it, say something. You're on the platform. Don't let them get away with it.
Yeah.
Just say
Don't
something. And you ain't
ever
gotta be
let people get away with double standards. If you see someone is dishing out a double standard, you gotta call it out, man. You gotta call a spade, man. And
right.
that's what people need to understand. People are sitting here and actually saying that he knows the sport is wasting my man with confidence, purpose, and an abundance mindset time frame on going to their Rudy Poo and Plum Brain channels. Really? I have to really have nothing going on in my life for me to be wasting my time. I'm about to head to vacation, dog. I'm
Right.
packing. Tom Ross, you can tell him I'm packing to head to vacation. What the hell do I got time to be sitting here paying attention to this? Jay Cooley was the one that came to me earlier today and said, he knows, man. They talking about you, dog. You keep these
Right.
boys, you live in rent and space free in their head and soaking up all the damn AC. You know why I'm living rent and space free in people's heads and soaking up all AC is because I'm a true alpha. This is what true alphas do. They live in people's heads. Because when you're a natural born leader, it's like Neo from the Matrix. It's instinctive, dog. It's innate. You know what I'm saying? It's in you. It comes out naturally. You don't need to force nothing. You got too
Exactly.
many people that's force feeding you nonsense. That's why it's good when you listen to He Knows the Sport. You get a breath of fresh air because I'm gonna always keep that same energy. I have a long catalog of videos, man. You guys go through my videos, and what you're gonna find is authenticity and consistency. That's what you're gonna find in these videos. You're not gonna find anything that's just outlandish. You're not gonna find anything that, oh man, he knows the sport was just completely left field. It's gonna be the same thing, man. You
Right.
know why? Because I believe that when you are authentic and consistent, no one can take that away from you, man. When you have a moral compass and you stay on the realm of integrity and you stay on the realm of cold-hearted, unadulterated, cutthroat, truth-telling fashion, no one can take that away from you. You know why? Because the truth will always have its day, and guess what? You're always going to be on the right side of history. So since I'm on that lane, I believe that to be true. I operate not unction in it, and I've decreed it, so therefore it shall come to pass. That's the way that I roll, man. I don't roll in this fakery of, oh, I have to fall under this pandering narrative. I have to fall under this agenda because I need my channel to grow so fast. Let me tell you something. It's like people that live, you know what I'm saying, these crazy fast lifestyles. As fast as you get it is as fast as you lose it, right? That's the way it rolls. I like
Mm-hmm.
to be the person that builds something up in a long period of time. You know why? Because I know it's going to stick. My fan base has stuck with me. They have not left. And you know why? Because they could see the authenticity and the consistency. That's what they see. That's what they expect from He Knows His Sport. And damn sure that's what I'm going to continue to give them. But when you pander, here's the problem. If you wake up one day and say, I don't want to pander no more, you've lost all those panderers
Yep.
because they ain't gonna want to hear what you got to say. Because now you're not telling them what they want to hear.
Overnight.
You now telling them what they need to hear. So you got to keep it going,
Yep.
even though you know it goes against your own moral compass. You got to keep it going. And now what's gonna happen is those who remembered you in the past that had seen that you had once had a moral compass, they're gonna call you out on the bullshit.
Right. Right. And that's what's happening on these channels. One of the guys that I know from the Facebook community, they send me a video. Hey, look at this. I look at it, and lo and behold, people in the comment section call them motherfuckers out. Call them straight Uncle Tom to shut up. So I said, hey, I feel good. I'm like, man, he knows ain't the only one doing this.
Mm-hmm.
This is starting to become an epidemic of mass proportions.
Exactly.
Because
Because
it's one thing when another content creator call you out. It's another thing when your people, your comment section is calling you out, saying you a
facts.
sellout.
Because they could tell you lack moral turpitude, man. Will producer at ESPN been lying to the public long before they enter the boxing game. Look at LeBron.
Yeah.
Facts. Facts.
Look,
That's what they do. They lie.
and let me make one point very quick. Dude asked the question. He said, "How is Bud still in the pound for pound?" What people don't understand is that's where Bob Aaron comes in. Bob Aaron don't do no promoting, but what he do, he greases the palms of media outlets.
Mm-hmm.
Bud, Loma, and Canelo don't deserve to. They deserve to be in the list. Don't get me wrong. They don't deserve to be in the top 3 spots because Canelo vacated how many belts that got stripped because he
Hmm.
didn't want to fight people. Got a
Multiple.
WBC franchise belt.
Mm-hmm.
Loma, same thing. Vacated how many belts and got stripped. Don't want to fight
Multiple.
top guys. And Crawford, he's so slick. Crawford put himself in a predicament when he don't got to vacate no belts.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't signed with PBC from the beginning, so he ain't even in it. So he could hide behind. He was smart. He hide behind Bob Arum and say these guys don't want to fight me, but truth be told, they ain't making the fights.
Facts.
Bob Arum sent Danny Garcia a contract that was beneath him. He sent them a contract, the same contract that he sent Mean Green Machine.
Facts.
That's a slick way to duck when you don't want to fight somebody. You
Yep.
lowballing, man.
Yep. And that's what William Purdue just said. He said he knows when fighters publicly advise other fighters to avoid dangerous fights, doesn't that reveal their inner desire to duck fighters themselves? Facts. That's Terrence
It
Bud
does.
Crawford. You just basically outlined Terrence Bud Crawford like nobody's business.
It does. You gotta understand because that's what they're. Bud Crawford don't want no. He don't want no smoke unless he knows there's an 85% chance he gonna
Mm-hmm.
win, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's never 100. Because you can always get hit with something nice like Lenz Lewis got hit with, right? But when
Mm-hmm.
if he knows it's an 85, he don't want no fight that's a 50-50 fight. He don't want no fight that's a 60-40 going the other way. He
Mm-hmm.
don't want to have to prove himself. He want to walk into something knowing. But Terrence Bud Crawford is a homeboy that you go out with He don't never try to get at no bad chicks. He always try to get at just fat girls because they easy. He's that type, man. He's that type. He don't want no smoke. You know what I'm saying? He don't want no smoke. So he
I was gonna
realized,
say, look at his old lady.
so you gotta understand one thing, man. And it takes a certain type of individual to be a fan of that. You have to be of that caliber of a person too, yourself.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to look at him and say, you know what, I aspire to be that. I root for this. You root for a guy that is afraid to go where the competition is, who would rather work for a known. Bob Arum's not a secret racist. Because
Mm-hmm.
in boxing, you could be a racist. It's not like in basketball where they make you sell your company. In
Facts.
boxing, no racist. Ain't nothing nobody can do about it. Because there's no overall umbrella that police.
Mm-hmm.
Bob Arum has been one on record saying he don't like black people. Black people get paid too much money.
Wow.
So you want to go? So you gonna want to go work for this dude?
Mm.
You told your slave master you could have been free. Because Bob
Mm-hmm.
Arum, because Al, you don't work for Al, man. Al work for you. You know what I'm saying?
He advises you.
He got so many people he working with. He makes so much money, but Al do business for you. He go in there. He make deals for you. He doesn't want to do nothing for himself.
Yeah.
This is the guy you guys want. This is the guy you guys just so much better than Spence. How, man? What do Spence? What do Crawford do in the ring that's so much better than Spence? Don't he
Hit
get
me,
touched up?
hit me. I'm gonna hit you back.
Or don't he get touched up like nobody's business?
Mm-hmm.
Spence gets touched up in when he's pressing you, because you can't press someone and not get wet.
Facts.
Crawford be all on the back foot getting touched up, man. People talk about he the next Floyd. Where, man? Floyd don't get touched up when he on the back foot.
Mm-hmm.
Floyd don't get touched up when he on the back foot, man.
Facts, P Money. Facts, P Money.
Huh?
He said I look at Andrade in the same light as Bud Crawford. Yeah. Same thing with him too.
Same thing. Andrade wants to fight Canelo because he know he could beat Canelo. As long as Canelo will catch him clean. He don't want to fight Charlo because he's not sure he can beat Charlo.
Mm-mm.
But you know what's going to happen? Every so often, one of the mandatories come up, it's game, and they're ready.
Yep.
And that's when they get smoked out there. Bud and Andre, mark my words, if they don't fight who they're supposed to fight, they still going to get whooped. Because guess what? What happens when that boosts Enos? What happens when he become a mandatory for the WBO belt? You're going to have to fight him.
Exactly.
And he going to smoke. He'll smoke Bud. He going to smoke him. Because Bud chinny chin, man.
Chinny chin.
Chinny chin, dog.
Mean Machine exposed him with the trade-offs, dog.
I don't got no faith in Bud Chin, man.
Mm-hmm.
And the way he was getting served up by Benavidez, Virgil Ortiz might smoke him.
Mm-hmm.
Might beat him up to the body, man. But it's smoking mirrors, dog. Lomachenko smoking mirrors, and all these fools smoking mirrors, man. The real deal is Tank Davis, man. And Deontay Wilder and Errol Spence. Why can't y'all see this, man?
Facts.
They don't want real dudes. I can't say that word because we try to be professional. They don't want real dudes to be prosperous, man. They want them to end up like Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
Broke and destitute. He dug his way out of it because people like Mike Tyson. They gave him chances. They put him in movies. But as far as his boxing career, he ended up with nothing. They raped him. And that's how they want all black fighters to end up. And they mad when they look at Floyd and they can say, damn, this dude really got all this money. And when they look at Spence and say, man, this dude got his own, all these guys got their own companies, y'all can't stand it. So y'all want to see them lose. Think about it. What man want to see a winner lose just because they winning too much?
Yep. It's envy. It's envy, man. It's just like he knows the sport, dog. My name gets talked about damn near every day, man, on some kind of platform. And I hear about it way after the fact. And let me tell you something. Do I sit here and look like I'm, they talked about me? Am I sitting here worried about that? No. You know why?
Life.
Because let me tell you something. If they ain't talking about you, ain't doing nothing right. That's the way that I look at it. So keep talking, man. Because all publicity is good publicity, man. That's the way that I look at it. These guys, Earl Spence, Gervonta Tank Davis, you know what I'm saying? Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia earned a lot of respect from me the way he checked Timothy Bradley. the way he checked Bud Crawford and them. Because Danny Garcia was right. If Mean Machine is making the money that he's making, how the hell are you gonna try to pay me the same amount? When you look at all of Danny Garcia's fights, it's sold out. People are sitting here saying Crawford did 1.7 million. Danny Garcia did triple that with
Right.
Keith Thurman. He did double that with Sean Porter. So what the hell are you guys talking about? Anything Danny Garcia has been in his soul, because Danny Garcia, for some reason, has a marquee to him. He has a cachet about him. So you mean to tell me you're gonna give him 3 million? No. If you want Danny Garcia to fight your ass, you need to triple that. At least say 10 million minimum. And then he's gonna step into the ring with your ass.
Right, they could at least do him 7.
Yeah.
Come on, man. They were disrespectful with that. They knew what they were doing. Because thing is, Bob knows. Bob's like, listen, yeah, you skilled, but you chinny, dog.
Mm-hmm.
And if he get a hold of your ass, he can knock you out, man.
Mm-hmm.
And Bob, he probably could take a long, arduous fight when it's in a knockout. He can't take no hook look out of nowhere in the 4th round knockout. Because Danny Garcia, he just out of nowhere knock people out, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because he got that no look. He don't even know he finna hit you. And you don't know. Neither one of y'all know until it happens.
Exactly.
Unless you know you get off the canvas, you know what I mean? Like, so, and he could be down in the fight. So you can't say, oh, you outboxing him. You gotta close that fight all the way out. Cause he was down in the fight against who? Against Amir Khan. And he stretched Amir Khan.
Yeah, he stretched his ass.
Stretched him. So yeah, man, they was bogus. They didn't want to fight him, basically. That's what they were saying. We don't want to fight you. Cause they knew you wasn't making money. They knew you wasn't, man. You know
That's why I like what William Perdue says. Say he knows, keep the foot on their neck. Y'all gonna force media to come correct. Respect. Yeah, it's not just me, Tom Ross too. We're gonna force these fools to come correct, because let me tell you something. When you're faced with the truth, it's called an immovable object meeting an unstoppable force. And when you're faced with the truth, you have no choice but to accept it. I like P Money because he's always dropping them jewels. He said Danny Garcia's Bud's next mandatory right now. We already know. He already avoided Sean Porter. You think he's going to fight Danny Garcia? Danny Garcia's contract already went to the wayside. He's going to find another way to do that. And this is when you guys are going to realize that Terrence Bud Crawford is a chihuahua barking behind the damn fence, like he knows his sport. Been telling you guys, because he ducks Sean Porter, then he ducks Danny Garcia. What's the excuse at that point? If it's a quack quack duck, it sounds like a quack quack duck. Then guess what? It's a quack quack duck. You gotta call a duck, man, a duck. I don't know why people don't want to sit here and say that. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Howard the Duck, man. He Howard the Duck right now, bro. If you remember that movie in the 80s, because, man, check it out, he knows. This man, now he's a mandatory. So now he can't just shoot. Now it's going to go to a purse bid, right? So this is going to be long and drawn out with him trying to avoid Danny Garcia. So it's going to be in the news like, yo, this dude just don't want to fight nobody.
Facts.
And the only reason why he say he want to fight, I don't think he want to fight Spence. I'm telling you, I don't think he want to fight Spence. But now he's tied to Spence. Now he ain't got no choice. But in his mind, he was hoping Spence to come back from that injury, and he's hoping Spence start gaining weight and can't make 147 no more. So he don't. Because you got to think about it. If you don't want to fight Danny Garcia, you definitely don't want to fight Spence. But you know your fans want you to fight Spence. And your fans haven't caught on yet that you scary. They think you really about that life. Because they think you the replacement for Floyd. They got it twisted.
Yep.
Spence is a replacement for Floyd.
Facts.
Spence is the guy that want all the smoke.
It's
not Crawford.
Yep.
They got you. They don't know who they rooting for. You know what I'm saying? That they haven't figured it out yet. And Crawford knows that. So he got to act like he want to fight Spence. Crawford knows Spence. He would have took his ass over to PBC if he wanted to fight Spence. It would have fought him a long time ago.
Crawford made the biggest mistake that you could make as a fighter. And let me tell you what the biggest mistake is. Crawford should have higgity hush. And he should have just stayed patient. Because Spence would have moved his ass out of 147. We wouldn't be talking about Spence and Crawford. Because all Crawford had to do was quietly go into 147. But
Yep.
no, he had to do this. Well, I want a belt. I want the best. Da, 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 da. He should have
Yep.
just shut up because he was already one weight class behind Spence.
Right.
Spence would have moved up to 154 because after he beats a Manny Pacquiao or whoever, who else is there? Then you would have had 147 for you. You
Mm-hmm.
see what I'm saying? Now it's not like you would have had it for you. You still got some fighters that would have probably took it to your ass, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. You don't have to worry about an Earl Spence in that damn division. But
Right.
Terrence Buck Crawford got the okey doke by Bob Arum. And I don't even think he realized how Bob Arum okey doked him. Bob Arum does not care. And I'm going to say this, man, because I
At
think
all.
this one needs to dawn on people. It needs to marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. So hear me and hear me well. Bob Arum don't give two flying you know what about Terrence Buck Crawford. Bob Arum actually wants him to fight Earl Spence. Why do you think he keeps pushing for that? You think
Yeah.
Bob Arum cares if Crawford wins or lose that fight? No.
No.
He wants them dollars because he knows
Yeah.
what that kind of fight is going to generate money wise.
Mm-hmm.
This is why he's trying to push 50-50 and all of that. That's not coming from Bud. Bud is not no generator. He's a boring fighter. Nothing
Right.
about him spells 50-50. It's Bob Arum doing that because Bob Arum wants to make as much money off of Bud so that when Bud gets decapitated, just like Pacquiao did to Floyd Mayweather, he could just throw him away to the wayside and focus on somebody new.
Mm-hmm.
That's how Bob Arum works. Why do you think he just freshly signed Naoya Inoue? He's getting people into his stable that are actually marquee people that can sell and promote that he don't need Bud for that. He
Mm-hmm.
just wants Bud to get in there and fight Spence, get his ass whooped so he could get a paycheck.
Get that
It's like
patient.
it's like Kathy Duva. She does the same thing with Sergey Kovalev, man. And Sergey Kovalev don't even see the okie doke. She did that
Right.
shit in the Canelo Alvarez fight. She was like, "Oh, he getting his biggest payday. That means I'm getting my biggest payday." So yeah, go fight Canelo Alvarez. We don't care if you win or lose. We just care
Right.
that we're making as much money as possible. This is
Right.
why I tell people boxing is a three-pronged monster. Rip B Breezy laughing. Damn right. It's a
They don't.
three-pronged monster. Pay money's like facts. Damn right. It's a three-pronged monster because it's economics first, then politics, then pugilism, man. The money has to be ironed out. The politics of promoters, networks, you know what I'm saying? Powers that be need to be figured out. And then they say, okay, fighters, step into the ring. The problem is you have too many dodo heads. Let me say it again, too many dodo heads. Brain full of mush and brainwashed boxing followers that have this one trick pony archaic mindset of, oh, let's just keep it boxing. And that's what they do. They keep you as a dodo head because they know that you're gonna run around here. Let's just keep it boxing because you're not gonna
Mm-hmm.
be smart enough to understand their antics and their ways. They don't want you to know about their ways. They don't want you to know about the three-pronged monster. That's why they don't want to deal with somebody like a he knows his sport. Could you imagine a he knows his sport, you know what I'm saying, behind a mic interviewing these people? They would be sweating because I'd be
Right.
asking them questions that they could not be able to handle the answers. The
Right.
answers that's going to be coming out of their mouth would be a hiccup moment because I would be asking them the questions that I'm not going to ask you what you want to hear. I'm going to ask you what you need to hear. That's
Mm-hmm.
how it's going to be because I understand the metrics and I understand how this thing works. And until you have a mindset of understanding how boxing works and how much of a three-pronged monster it is, then I'm sorry to say this, you're going to be an archaic one-trick pony. You're going to be a dodo head because that's what they want to do. They want you to be that dodo head fan so that you could pay that pay-per-view and watch these damn fights as if they didn't do all of this other stuff to position themselves to get to that fight. Bob Arum
Mm-hmm.
doesn't give two flying you know what's about Terrence Bill Crawford. He just wants Terrence Bus Crawford, the guy the Negro that doesn't know how to count his money, to get his ass in the ring, fight Spence. He doesn't care if Crawford doesn't fight anymore after that fight. As long as he can make the most money out of that fight, if Crawford becomes decapitated or he becomes a decrepit, irrelevant, obsolete fighter after that, so be it. I made my money. That's how Bob Arum rolls, and people need to start using their brains to think this way.
That's right, man. That's right. Like that's right, man. Like it's just out of all boxing been on for how long? People watch it every Saturday and they still don't get it. They still don't get it, man. Like some people really don't get it. There's people who get it and they turn a blind eye, and there's some people who just don't get it, man. But these content creators, the reason why they want to just talk just boxing is because they know they delve into these other facets of boxing. Because boxing is never just boxing. It has different it has different subdivisions in it, right? They know
Mm-hmm.
if they delve into these subdivisions, they got to talk about things that's going to piss off their fan base, i.e., in these Facebook communities. Even on my videos, did you see the backlash I get on that one video? When you
Mm-hmm.
talk about the racism or the double standards in boxing, it rubs their fan base the wrong way
Yep.
because they want to act like it don't exist because they
Mm-hmm.
know once they apply that metric, it debunks their fighter.
Yep.
But now they gotta look at their fight like, yo, you really didn't win that fight. Like, oh, you really didn't win any of these fights.
Exactly.
Oh, if I hold you the same standard that I hold Floyd Mayweather to, you really suck. So they gotta act like it don't exist to
Mm-hmm.
preserve their fighters. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why they say let's keep it boxing. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yeah, you hit it on the thumb, man. You hit it on the thumb, dog. I mean, you can't hit it on the thumb no more than what you just said. Let's just keep it boxing. And the
Yeah.
reason why is because when you have this archaic one trick pony mindset, it's so that you could be numb to the truth, man. People want to be numb. People always want to be told a great lie. They don't want to be
Yeah.
told a ugly truth, man. I learned this a long time ago because the truth is ugly and it hurts. It's cold hearted, it's unadulterated, and it's cutthroat. They don't want to hear it. They want to hear a beautiful lie because the beautiful lie lines up with what their pandering narrative is. And what people have to understand is doesn't matter the level of sarcasm you use. If you're a beta and you try to be sarcastic, that's just like somebody who doesn't can't see thinking that they need glasses.
Right.
It don't work. It don't work.
Right. You can't see it all,
And
man.
the only person that's laughing at your own sarcasm is you. Because you're not even being sarcastic. You're being what we call a dodo head. You got to give credit where credit is due. You got a good fight tonight. It was a fight that's going to usher into the new year. Gervonta Davis went 12 rounds, something he's never done before. I mean, come on. This is
Mm-hmm.
foolery on so many levels.
Yep. And then now Tank Davis would have just fought him boxing on the outside. Like I said, Tank Davis would have Canelo Alvarez. If we would have did what Floyd did to Canelo Alvarez, they'd have said it was boring,
Mm-hmm.
right? They would say it was boring. They don't want to see that. They want to see people trade. He get in there, he trade with dude. He get the better of him out of every exchange, and now they say he was exposed.
Facts.
If you went to PPC, you damn if you do, you damn if you
Damn
don't.
if you don't. That's that simple, man.
It's that simple, man.
Mm-hmm. And see, here's the thing with bed bud biters. They come in, if they don't get their opinions heard, then they want to thumb you down. I don't care, man. Thumb me down, thumb me up,
Right.
whatever. You're not gonna get your opinion heard. If you're not coming here with substance, I don't give two rats. Because at the end of the day, I need to hear people that are men and women with confidence, purpose, and an abundance mindset. Come in here and
Right.
talk about stuff that makes sense. Don't come in here and talk about stuff that don't make sense. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. The
Right.
Tank was exposed by one-legged Gamboa. Tank was exposed. You know, ultra fanboys, you got to do their leg. Tank, Tank, Tank was exposed. They
First of all,
either it's because it's either one or two things. Either they just like I said, your neural receptors by age 7 has to go through a process of where it has to connect. If it does not connect and your brain patterns does not flow and you miss that pivotal age at age 7, you are hey man, I'm sorry to say this, you are fucked.
he,
Because
he
this is what separates you from an intelligent person to a freaking dodo head.
right. You just went to the child development. I took that course. That's the child development. A lot of people
Mm-hmm.
they miss their development cycles, man. You can tell, bro. You could tell they don't even know how to deal with someone who don't want to engage. They don't know how to even say, you know what, just take the time. When someone say no, it is what it is. You can't just you know you're just gonna just keep trying to push and push your agenda. They said no, they don't want to deal with you, man. No. And now you talking, now you looking thirsty. You looking hungry. Like, yo, nobody cares about what you gotta say because it's not built upon nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You said Tank got exposed by a one legged Gamboa. Why was he one legged? He walked in there fine. So what happened for him to be one legged?
Exactly.
Did he not get his ass? Did he not get his ass dropped? When he got up, he was one legged.
Now,
Tank,
last time I checked, it was Crawford that was exposed by one-legged Jose Benavidez.
right,
He was a gimp.
right. Benavidez came into the fight one legged, but when Gamboa walked his ass in there, he walked his ass in there on two good legs. He
Mm-hmm.
left one legged because he got
Exactly.
his ass dropped. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And
Like
sometimes
Rip
when
B.
you get
Brazy
dropped,
said, he said, ain't no safety on this Glock. And P Money said, this term in boxing is so overused. Facts. It
right?
is so overused.
We talking about exposed.
Yes.
Yeah, it's super overused. If you, it's certain fighters they can't even get hit. They're exposed. I remember a long time ago when Floyd got hit by when he got hit twice by Mosley Flesh. They say he was exposed. Like God, it's like they didn't know anything about Mosley. Like they didn't know anything about Mosley.
No. The one that they say got exposed. Let me tell you the two fights. When Floyd fought Victor Ortiz and said, oh, Floyd hit him, but they forgot the cardinal rule in boxing. Protect yourself at all times. And here's the
Right,
other one, too, that made me laugh. When they sat here and said that Marcos Maidana exposed Floyd, and then they slowed the thing down and realized, oh, shoot, Floyd actually was landing the accurate shots. But
right,
during the fight, because they
right,
don't have what we call a true boxing eye test, oh, Floyd got exposed.
right. Punches on top of somebody's back until their hips don't count. It's like they don't know anything about boxing. And then
Facts.
when you hold someone around their waist and you hit them, that don't count either, man.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're inflicting damage, and until the ref break you up, you could do that. But the scorekeepers are not marking that down. All that's just fighting the inside.
There you go.
The punch that count is when you guys are not touching each other. You're not holding each other. You might be touching each other with the shoulders, but you're not holding each other, and you're landing punches to the torso, to the face, and to the side of the face. Back of the head
Mm-hmm.
don't count. Top of the head don't count. Like up here, but people still throw those punches because they knock off your equilibrium.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Hitting somebody all in the back, that don't count. Y'all gotta know what y'all watching, man. If you knew what you was watching, you knew that Floyd wasn't in danger of losing that fight.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a rough fight. It was a rugged fight. You know what I'm saying? Same for the Castillo one. Floyd was never in danger of losing that fight because Castillo wasn't landing no clean punches.
Facts.
He was hitting him in places that don't count. And his shoulders that don't count.
Mm-mm.
Like, and people they watch boxing for their whole life and they still don't know what constitutes as a point and what don't.
Mm-hmm.
Which is sad.
Because they're dodo heads, man. They can't help it. When you're a brain full of mush and a brainwashed dodo head, what do you know that's good? What do you know that's relevant? That's just the way it works. P Money said, you know what I'm saying, they were counting all of those illegal blows as landed shots on Floyd. Facts.
Right. Like, come
Because that's
on,
what
man.
Marcos Maidana did through illegal blows. Floyd Mayweather said his body hurt him so much, man. He had to call in that massage therapist on extra, dog, because of
Yeah.
those shots that Marcos Maidana was landing on him like nobody's business, man. But here's the thing. I think Tom Ross, we did a hell of a job of separating the weak from the damn strong, man. Any last words you want to say, dog, in true alpha fashion?
Nothing, man, because that's what I was gonna say. Whenever you said close out, I was gonna say that. And you already said it, man. Shouts out to everybody else in the chat, man. Even shouts out to the trolls, man, because y'all make us better, man. Shouts
Mm-hmm.
out to everybody, man. You know what I mean? Everybody that's in the chat, all the alpha males, y'all keep being alphas, all the betas, man. Y'all keep being betas, man, because y'all help us stand out. And y'all help us get more ladies. Because women don't want betas, man. So they always leave y'all and come to us. And I love taking all y'all women, man. I love juggling. I got so many. I'm juggling, and you might look at me like, yo, you might be like, this dude ain't no Chorus Bojo. So how you juggling women? Because too many betas, man. Too many betas. I don't even gotta get my haircut half the time. I don't even get my haircut half the time, man. I still juggle them. Cause wow, y'all do that for me. So keep being betas. All the alphas keep being alphas, and keep supporting us, dog. Keep supporting us.
Woo, woo.
Yeah.
Tom Ross separated the weak from the strong, dog. When he says that, y'all gotta understand the terminology. Weak meaning separating the betas from the alphas.
So the
That's
alphas,
what
man.
he's talking about, though. I've already given you the secret coded message behind it. Separate the weak from the strong. Separate the betas from the alphas.
So the
And that's what
alphas,
he just did, man. In true alpha fashion, dog, that's how it is. You just said big fish against beta fish. Facts. This is what
right,
people need to understand, man. And this is the epic closeout. People have to get this. A Hinosis sport and a Tom Ross is necessary for YouTube, dog. Damn right, Rip B. Brazy. Alphas only. It's necessary for YouTube. You know why? It's because when we come and we show up and we show out in the videos that we do, what ends up happening is it keeps these people on YouTube honest. They got to come with content to try. To try.
right,
They won't succeed, but to try to counter a true alpha's message. But here's the
right,
problem. They're always going to come up short because they're not a true alpha. See, in order for you to counter a true alpha's message, you have to be a true alpha yourself. And
right,
if you don't measure up, how can you counter the message? That's
right.
what people need to understand.
And let me say one more thing. And you know what ended up happening? They ended
Mm,
up having to tell some truth that they didn't want to tell.
exactly. Because when you're a true alpha and you give the true alpha message, you're forcing people to be honest. And in their honesty, they have to tell the truth, even when they don't want to tell the truth. Look now, we have reverse bias, aka panderers, aka detractors in ibuprofen, you know what I'm saying? Or house Negroes now coming out saying, oh, I ain't gonna lie, man. If Terrence Boy Crawford, you know what I'm saying, don't fight Sean Porter, it's a duck. Where did they hear that from? Who did
Us.
they hear that from? Thank you. See what I'm saying?
Exactly. We the
When
only
you
ones
tell
saying
the
that.
truth, though, when you tell the truth will set you free. It's really that simple. So
Mhm.
you, as the boxing fan, you have one or two things. Rippy Brazy, I already know what's up with you, dog. Gee Uta, I already know what time it is. P Money, I already know. There's just certain cats I already know the way that they unction and they operate in. They're not trying to hear that nonsense.
Right.
You have one or two choices: hear foolery and become duped by it, or hear realness over here and become educated and enlightened by it. Let me say it again:
Right.
hear foolery and be duped by it, or hear realness and be enlightened and educated by it from us. Because there's a difference, man. There's a separation, and people need to understand that. There's true alphas, and there's what we call high octane betas, aka alpha wannabes. That's what you're dealing with. That's the separation. Because them, they have to continue to give you a shaky ground because they have a bunch of people that's on shaky ground. And you know
Mhm.
how you could tell these people on shaky ground? Just, I'm telling you, if you go and peek into their lives, you could tell that their lives tell you they're shaky. So everything and how they think and how they function is shaky.
Mhm.
People that make wise decisions and make consistent decisions in boxing are alphas, whether they win, lose, or draw, because they understand that they have to make a decision that has to be in the benefactor for the sport. Not a
Mhm.
decision because, oh, this person said it, it sounds good. No, it's because I actually made up my own mind and made that decision. And I made that pick down, doubled down on that bad boy with confidence and fortitude and stuck with it. That's how you gain your respect as a
Mhm.
real G, a super real G, and an ultimate real G out here in these boxing streets. That's just the way it is. That's the way it rolls. Tom Ross, you got anything else you want to say?
That's all I got. That's all I gotta say, man. Thanks for having me, dog. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
I just, I just can't wait to see Fury wife like this.
Man, ever since Ox gave us that one was hilarious, man. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, I'm gonna say it like this, man. We separated the weak from the strong. Y'all have a great Saturday, uh, Sunday night for some of y'all. But y'all take care, man. We appreciate being on this live stream, you know what I'm saying, and doing what we do best. Y'all have a great night, man. Hit that subscription button, comment, like, and share. Check out my boy Tom Ross TV and his channel out. Comment, like, and share. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna continue to bring you that heat and that fire, and keeping the foot on the what on the next,
Yes.
and keeping the foot on the what on the next, man. That's what we're gonna do, man. We're gonna be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Alaska time, which is 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Tom Ross. We're gonna be on that 38 subscribers and appreciation basketball live stream talk. For those that want to hear that B-ball, P Money, be breezy. Y'all know what time it is, man. Y'all be easy. Peace.